Warning, this podcast contains explicit content. Listener discretion is advised.
Do you know the good thing about doing crossover episodes is, Bex?
What's that?
I don't have to do much work afterwards.
Really?
Yeah.
Since when?
Well, I just have to edit in a couple of bits, but we don't have to worry about recording stuff, worrying about levels, all that kind of thing. We don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
Handy.
Indeed. Very.
Where do we go from here?
I don't know. I was going to say something real smart and funny and be like, I got nothing. Absolutely nothing. So what we did is, for the last, God knows, it's been months now, we've been reaching out to Now That I'm Older. We're giving them shout-outs and all that kind of stuff in the backgrounds of all our podcasts and all that kind of stuff, the goodness that we do. Yeah. And we've been saying for ages that we need to do a crossover episode.
Yep.
And so it happened. We finally got our timetables connected and we got our time zones worked out properly and all that kind of good stuff. And we managed to hook up with Now That I'm Older and have a bit of a chat with them. So the funny thing with this, though, is that because when we were recording this, my computer had pooped itself. So we couldn't record our end. We could only basically do nothing, just talk to them. So you'll hear in a second that our voices go a bit weird and a bit different and a bit funny, and Shane and Kenny sound perfect. It's because it's their recording. So, so if we sound a bit weird in about a couple of minutes, you'll understand why. But, yeah, so we did the episode. It was a lot of fun. Go check them out. The name, as I said, Now That I'm Older, NTIO Pod, or you can check them out nowthatimolder.com. We will basically just play the episode in its entirety. We'll cut out the middle part. No, we won't. You know what? I'm going to be super lazy. We're just going to play it from when they start talking to us.
Fair enough.
Because I'm lazy. And they do a bit in the middle, which is actually kind of funny with some promos and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so,
sounds good to me.
So here we go. Enjoy the episode. Thank you so very much for listening. And I just want to say quickly before we hit play on the button, to all our mates in New Zealand who got hit by Cyclone Cook, good luck. Supposedly it wasn't as bad as what everyone was making it out to be.
Cyclone cooked, it still cooked people though.
Yeah, there were still people, like 13,000 people in Hawke's Bay, one of my home provinces, that are without power at the moment. So it happened a couple of days ago. So fingers crossed.
It's not like the snow of 2006 or 7 or whatever it was. Yeah.
So good luck to everyone out there. Keep warm, keep safe, all that kind of stuff that you meant to say at this kind of time. Just be thankful it wasn't as bad as they all thought it would be. But I know still at the moment it's pretty shithouse for some people, especially the people of Edgecombe, who the entire town got flooded out. They had to remove everyone from the town. That's pretty fucked.
Let's hope just
goes to show that, Mother Nature's not to fuck with. Yeah.
Yeah, Trump.
Whoa. Okay. And on that lovely note, let's go cross now to our friends at Now That I'm Older. This is Shane and Kenny. I can't remember how it starts. I think it's us talking or them talking.
I don't remember.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put in a sound effect because I'm that way inclined. And have a great time. Enjoy the rest of the show. And we'll catch up with you again next week. Bye! Unless you want to say something?
It didn't work.
Thanks, Bex. A great contribution.
A wet fish.
I don't know why she's like this, people. I really don't. Okay.
My second cup of coffee.
Oh, God. We are all fucked. If you don't hear from me next week, send help. Bye!
Bye.
At my signal. Unleash hell.
But when it comes down to it, the All Blacks are the best, the Wallabies are shit, and our cricket team can't cut it, but Australia seems to be all good.
Yeah, it kind of balances out.
It does a little bit, and then our netball teams depends on the year.
So it's really just about soccer?
No, it's about rugby.
I was just about to say, he probably doesn't know what netball is.
No, I'm just fucking with you guys. Kenny literally just said rugby a second ago. I was just trying to fuck with you guys. For us, we have... For us, we have men that we pay millions upon billions of dollars to wear pads to do that exact same sort of thing. Rugby has always been one of those things that I'll watch on television and be like, God damn, that's fucking rough. But at a certain point, it really just looks like one of those games that we played in middle school where you tried to kill the one guy with the ball, and that's all the rules there seem to be.
We played that game a lot.
Yeah, we did. We had a very inappropriate... We had a very inappropriate nickname for that game, but it wasn't called rugby. I'll just put it that way.
Shane, Shane called it this game. I called it the game with the ball.
You called it the game with the ball.
I didn't call it what you called it.
What did I call it, Kenny?
You go ahead and tell them.
No, you obviously have some sort
Your
of idea
story,
what I called.
You brought it up.
I'm just asking
You
what
always
the
do
name
that
was.
to the audience. You bring something up and you don't give them the meat. That's why they like me more than you.
They're all still clamoring for the story about you having sex with a hooker. I'm just saying.
Well, because I was honest and told them the story. You hold back.
You didn't tell them any story about no hooker. You still haven't.
Told them several. You weren't there.
This is when Kenny records without me, guys. I'm just going to go ahead and say.
Yeah, it's on the dark web.
It's on the deep Amazon web.
It's on the deep web, and it's called Now That I'm Older Deep. Shane can't get here.
I would have called it Now That I'm Deeper, but that's
that makes too much sense.
Yeah, it makes too much sense, and it also sounds like a porn, like Deep Impact, Deep Impact, Deep Impact sequel. Now That I'm Deeper,
The deepest.
That's gross. So, do you guys have any questions for us about America? Things that confound you? Things that if it's anything to do with Donald Trump, we don't want to talk about it because he's not our fault. I'm just going to put it that way.
He's not your fault if you voted. He is your fault if you didn't.
Yeah, no, I definitely try to vote in every election. And this year I was like, there's no way we're going to decide a reality star should be president, right? But anyway.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we were thinking too. We sort of sit back because we get a lot of your news over here as well. Like, it just blows up our TVs at the moment.
The funny thing is, I could ask Bex who's the president of America. She'd be able to tell me. I could sit there and go, who's the prime minister of New Zealand?
Shit.
And Kenny could probably tell you that.
All I know,
right.
The only prime minister I'm current on is Trudeau.
Is it because he's so cute?
That's because he's prime minister still your girl. I got to keep my eyes on him.
I saw a meme with Justin Trudeau the other day that said he looks like that camp counselor when he was 17 that got a girl pregnant, but he was still able to come back and still be a camp counselor.
It really just pisses me off that Canada has such a more qualified leader than us. It just aggravates me.
Oh my God, that's so true.
How can America not have a qualified president, but our hat does?
Our fucking backpack. I've got a question though for you guys.
That's what Canada is, America's hat.
Or America's backpack.
Dude, that just sounds wrong. A hat's dignified.
Not really.
Well, they're not there to carry our shit.
They had trucker hats that said "Make America Great Again." Do you feel those dignified?
No, that's the whole point, is that their leader is more dignified than ours. Thank you for proving me right.
So you guys just said that our news comes across your television and stuff like that. Are we as important as we think we are in America and the rest of the world?
I think you're as interesting as you're quite interesting. I don't know if America is quite as important as America thinks they are, but then again, I think every country thinks that they're more important than everybody else.
Does New Zealand really feel that way?
Does New Zealand feel like they have a lot going, like they're a world power? And I'm not trying to talk shit, Just saying, like, does New Zealand feel as though, like, we have this inflated sense of superiority because of the size of our military and shit like that?
I mean, they do have Lord of the Rings going for them.
They definitely do have Lord of the Rings going for them.
That shit was beautiful.
Thank you. I love that. Lord of the Rings, I'm a kid.
I'm a bit upset about Lord of the Rings.
Why?
When they were making the first one, they put out an open casting call.
Oh.
And I went along, and I had to take my glasses off, and they were like, yeah, cool, no worries. It was basically that scene from The Simpsons where Bart tries to become a Fallout Boy.
Yeah.
And they go, you'd be perfect if you weren't an inch too short. Next. That's what happened to me.
You were an inch too tall to be a Hobbit?
Short. I couldn't become a part in the Lord of the Rings movie.
You were too short to be in a Hobbit movie?
Yeah. No, I was too short to be one of the fighters. And we had a friend called Pam who was too tall to be a hobbit. She's like 5'2", and they had to be 5'1".
They sure were strict about that height thing.
Why didn't you and her switch then? If she was too tall and you were too short, like, you should go be a hobbit, and maybe she was just a short fighter. I mean, I really think you guys missed out on this great opportunity here.
What were you auditioning for?
I would have been like the left arm, third row back, 15 from the side, going. Ah!
Yeah, but
I would have been in that one. I was a bad guy, I think.
Well, you would have been an orc.
So
I haven't seen Lord of the Rings. Okay,
so effectively, you were auditioning to be an orc.
Probably. It sounds familiar.
Wait a minute. You're from New Zealand. And you've never seen Lord of the... I thought that shit would be like as important to you guys as Rambo is to us, or like a Rocky movie.
Isn't that like a national treasure over there?
Yeah, like isn't that like the only thing you guys have?
It's not quite our national treasure film. Our national treasure film is Once We're Warriors.
Oh, yeah. Great. Okay, hold on.
What?
So you want to...
That certainly answers our question about the sense of importance in the world.
Well shot and everything else on this. Fantasy, all that sort of... You want to try and promote the fact that we have a movie about Maldives beating up their wives and cooking fucking eggs. And you want to say that's...
Okay, good. Yeah, Keith thought it was crazy, too. It's not a nationality thing. It's okay.
What about Beautiful Creatures?
Oh, what's that? What? Two daughters beating the shit out of their mum.
Hey, Kate Winslet was in it.
What? Okay.
God, movies are horrible over there. Jesus.
Okay, all right. Okay, before we
we have Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff.
We have Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, The Revenant. I mean, we have like, movies, like big, powerful movies. You guys, and this is not meant to like talk shit. It's just like, I have no idea what you're talking about, like whatsoever. And it may just be the fact.
I think you guys need a new person in charge of exports.
You guys need a new PR guy for your fucking cinema. If these are like really important to you guys, but nobody knows about them.
Well, yeah. Once the Warriors was like our biggest movie because it was kind of more along the lines of it was popular outside of New Zealand, kind of like the song "How Bizarre." In New Zealand, yeah, it was all right. It's cool, sweet, no worries. We heard it on American radio station. Heard it was being played. Saw it around the world. We kind of went, yeah, that's our song. It's awesome. After that, no one else really cared, except for New Zealanders that were like, hey, remember when we had that song that was number one?
So,
great.
So it was like the Kiwi version of Gangnam Style.
So,
well, we got more than that, like it wasn't until Weta came on the scene that New Zealand really had any kind of starring role in anything in the world.
Mm.
Even when Tim Morrison and Martin Henderson went over and started working in America, and, we still weren't that big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know those guys. So you are correct.
So you guys...
Timur Morrison was Boba Fett in the prequels of Star Wars, and Martin Henderson was in that really awesome movie called Talk, which was basically Fast and Furious on motorbikes. Do you remember that? No,
not at all. It sounds straight to DVD.
Really, you guys got robbed that the other famous guy was in a mask the whole time. No wonder we don't know who he is.
If you like watching, not listening to Britney Spears, he was in her Toxic video.
I think Britney Spears is great with the volume turned off. Definitely. I really see no need to be involved in her music.
Gangnam Style.
Here's what I'm thinking though, is like, you guys just named off two actors that for you guys are probably huge. Me and Kenny were like, who? But if I say Tom Cruise, you guys are like, do you know who Tom Cruise is?
Something, Scientologist dude. Yeah, it's
a Scientologist dude.
That's probably important down there. They have volcanoes, and that's like really big to the Scientologists.
Why are volcanoes?
They just opened up a Scientology
told you
castle, whatever they call it, in New Zealand, in Auckland. The first one.
I told you.
Blow it up.
I was actually driving down the road the other day going to work, and I saw a guy standing on the side of the road, and it said "free personality test. Come in today." And I was like, "I've seen South Park. I know what that means."
Wait till they get a load of me.
I'm not getting my thetans checked. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, that's why they like volcanoes. That's where the thetans come from.
All right, so far I've learned that I know nothing about rugby whatsoever. In Australia, they have their own actors, but nobody has any idea who they are. And Scientologists are crazy no matter where the fuck you are. Next up, we're going to run to a quick promo break, but when we get back, we're going to have a lot more with Gareth and Bex from Gareth's Random Ramblings. So check it out. We'll be right back.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
It's 7:38. Shut up, everyone.
Shut up. Woo!
This is Leo.
This is Kitty.
This is Fez.
This is Jackie.
This is Cobra. What's up?
And Midgie.
We are Afterburn 739 Podcast coming to you from Scrish Bar. Tune in every week and hear us talk about anything and everything. We are not politically correct.
We are certainly not well informed.
Sometimes we will make shit up.
But we will make you laugh. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, or Afterburn739.com.
And Twitter and Afterburn739.
What's Stitcher? Hello, kitty.
Welcome to the party.
Welcome to the party.
My jingle.
And you never know who might turn up in Scrish Bar in the Turkey Bucket Gallery.